Ladies and gentlemen, here's the motherfucking tea.
Hey everybody, and it's time for another My Hero Reviews. I'm Kaiser Neko, or Scott.
I'm Grant. I've decided to go second.
Okay, I guess I'm third. I'm Stefan. Hi.
Hello, Stefan. Hello, Grant. How are you guys
Hi.
doing?
Stefan, you go ahead and answer first.
Sure,
I'm giving it to you.
Okay. Scott, apparently you're a little quiet.
Oh, well then, how about...
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh.
All right, how's that? Is that a little bit... Is that a
Not
little
social distancing from that mic.
That probably sounds better.
better? Okay.
Well, I haven't been here for a while, and I think it's time to rebrand myself. So I'm going to be the guy who knows how the anime names are said, but mispronounces them in a weird, anglicized way anyway.
But pronounces them like the manga.
That sounds great.
Pronounces them like I only ever read them. So, it's Deku.
Deku!
Deku.
Midoriya.
Please never say Midoriya. Oh, that...
Midoriya.
Oh, no.
Midoriya.
Midoriya.
And just yeah, that's gonna be my thing now. I'm just gonna be the guy who says everything wrong and makes people, the comments want to tear their hair out.
Yeah, oh, and that's me. That would be me. I'm the guy in the comments, just going fucking crazy.
Mariah, or as I like to call him, Bamilion.
My favorite character in Naruto is Sasuke.
Sasuke.
Oh my god.
Sakura.
Did you ever see the German opening for Naruto?
No.
Oh yeah, no, they fucking Sakura is really cool. Sasuke. It's the worst. It's really bad. So, okay, today we're going to be talking about episode 24, Japanese Hero Billboard chart. I love that, in the actual Japanese it's JP. They don't say Japan, they say JP every time, which just makes me think .jp.
Oh.
JP.
Yeah. This episode, so it's sort of interesting because watching this episode up until the very last second, it doesn't kind of feel like it's leading into action, does it?
Not at the beginning. Like it feels like it's just sort of chilling out, relaxing, maxing, all cool.
Definitely felt like a more relaxed episode going into it for sure.
Yeah, felt like it might be some more downtime.
Yeah. We find out some pretty cool. We get to find out the top 10 rankings in the My Hero world, which really cool. First of all, I love shit like this. I'm not into power scaling or power levels, but seeing where characters rank in popularity is always really fascinating to see. So,
especially because they rank for different reasons.
Yeah, not to mention, all I can think is the top 10 hero approval ratings. You won't believe who's number 4.
I like the secret underlying narrative that we keep seeing Kamui Woods get better and better throughout this series. In the first episode, he's like a rookie on his first day that's getting outshined by everyone, and now he's in the top 10, in the top 5 maybe. He was really high ranked.
He was up there.
Kamui Woods is one of those guys who has a really cool power, but more importantly, has one of the best looking costumes in the entire series.
His design's rad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the wood ninja thing is great.
All about it.
And he might be dating Mal Lady. Find out next on the E channel.
Yeah, oh my god, you just know that the hero version of TMZ is total garbage, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh my.
It's like if just normal public servants were also celebrities, so it's just the worst of all worlds.
Oh my god, there's probably an entire a group of photographers who just try to get camel toe from Mount Lady all of the time. There's an entire
They were in the episode 1.
Yeah, there's an entire blog dedicated to Mount Lady camel toe.
There's probably a bunch of people with quirks that are good for sneaking and hiding that are just the new paparazzi, and it's probably terrifying.
Oh,
or that one dude who had the
camera
body.
Yeah, camera hand guy? Oh, absolutely. How terrifying is he? My whole body is a camera. You have no privacy around me.
But like, serious question:
Huh?
are they dating? She said no comment. That's sort of a leading answer right there.
I feel like that's the answer to get the most people snapping pics and asking for more.
Yeah.
and
to be
you know, the
fair.
question is like, does that imply anything, or is she just giving the answer that's the most juicy for the press?
Honestly, no matter what, that is I feel like that's the right answer for her. Just don't own up to it. Just make people wonder and talk about it, because the more you're talking about it, the more popular she is. So.
And hey, if someone she's not interested in hits on her, maybe she can just sort of deflect and use that as a.
Oh wow, yeah. What, you want to get on Kamui's bad side? Are you dating him? I don't know. Am I?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be scary if I was?
Yeah. So she doesn't. If she doesn't give it a definitive answer, she could just play to her strengths there, and just whichever one is most convenient for getting her out of uncomfortable situations.
Yeah. But so, yeah, the entire like opening bit. Oh, we should note that Eri has been basically adopted by UA.
Yes.
Because they realized, oh shit, her horn's going back. We can't give her to like an orphanage. She might disappear some orphans.
Yeah. I mean, and they're orphans, so no one would care, but
But it would still be sad.
Bruh. Oh man, that reminds me of the joke. Oh, come on, they were orphans. Nobody wanted them anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you can't kidnap an orphan.
Where are you kidnapping them from?
Yeah. But yeah. But so, Eri, adorable little cinnamon bun, being taken care of by UA, probably directly under Aizawa's watchful eyes. Because, well,
literally his super eyes.
Yes, exactly. He's basically the only person who'd be able to keep her in check if she, not went crazy, just lost control.
Yeah, and her horn is still on cooldown, but soon she'll be able to use.
She's procking her horn.
But yeah, she got like an actual like RPG style like MMO cooldown system for her power.
Yeah, the horns are growing. The horns are keep a sharp eye on that horn, because
Because
if it gets too big, suddenly teachers start disappearing, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Fast forward to Eri in her high school years, and like she's all stressed out getting ready to ask that boy to prom, and her horn goes out of whack and the boy just disappears before her eyes.
Or she asks him out and makes him really young at the same time, and it's like, oh, that just became a crime.
Now it's weird.
Oh no. So yeah, but Eri's being taken care of by UA, and now all of Japan is deciding who the top 10 most basically popular heroes are, giving their approval ratings. Best Genius still not back to work, on his hiatus, which that's a bit concerning. I hope he's all right.
And
severely
he's
injured.
Yeah, he's out of commission because last season he got his ass kicked by
All for One.
All for one. Yeah, I get the two different names
I
mixed
say
up.
all for one all of the damn time, and it's really late.
I have to think of it in my head and go, which one of these sounds more selfish?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. I just get it mixed up when I'm trying to say it. But yeah, so he got hurt when All for One kicked his ass, right?
Yes. When All for One basically tore through Camino.
In the midst of rescuing his former intern Bakugo.
Yeah. But he's still at number 3, which that's interesting.
Because he's just. And it's implied that it's like a popularity thing, like because he was injured in the line of duty, people just appreciate him right now.
Yeah. And meanwhile, number 2 is Mr. Hawks, who we finally get a formal introduction to. Anybody who might have seen the movie has already met Hawks, and this is his formal introduction.
Yeah. And he was in the movie, but like you don't even get a good idea of his personality in the movie. Like here's when you actually get an introduction to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a big Shikamaru vibe from this guy.
I
little
gotta
bit,
say,
yeah.
like, I am way behind on the manga, so I'm not saying any spoilers. But he gives off like secret villain vibes to me,
Okay.
like really intense secret villain vibes.
Yeah, that's. He's very smarmy. He's very chill. You can tell he's always wearing a mask, and
Yeah,
characters
and I think
wearing
it's intentional
masks.
for him to be somewhat untrustworthy, and therefore he will be trustworthy. But
It's how Horikoshi has always done a pretty good job at, maintaining delivering on surprises and maintaining character balance. So we're not skipping over Mirko. I promise. We'll get to her.
Saving the most important character.
Endeavor.
I was gonna skip over, but
I'm not. I can't. I literally.
I know
can't.
you can't.
But then you have number 1, Endeavor. And yeah, Endeavor is taking the number 1 spot. Makes sense. He was at number 2. Number 1 got, and now he moves up by default. And
Yeah, but he's not the most popular. Like,
he's-
he's not the most approved of. He's number 4 in that regard.
yeah, which I found very that makes sense. That totally makes sense. But the fact that Hawks just brings it up so casually is like, oh damn, just gonna lay it out right there. Cuts in, like, when it comes to his chance to talk, he kind of calls everybody out, and he does it. The line he uses is so cutting and shitty. So who do you think you're entertaining here? Stain?
Yeah. When they're talking about not being in it for fame, and he's like, "Yeah, that sounds like something Stain would like to hear, but like, is he our audience?"
Yeah. And fucking just, and I loved that because he flies up and he riles everybody up, and he basically on stage challenges Endeavor. He basically tells him, "Hey, so are any of you actually gonna talk like a fucking hero?"
Which I think Endeavor has like almost the best possible response, where he's like, "I don't have very many words. Just watch what I do." And I'm like, "Oh damn, that's kind of the badass silent type answer to that of like, well, look, I don't have any pretty words for you, but I'm gonna be a kick-ass hero. Just you wait."
Yeah.
I got a big kick out of like the silent room, but just Hawks being like, and he's the only person clapping.
Well, to be fair, that was, as Grant said, the best fucking reply. Like, how do you follow that up? By telling them, I don't need to talk. I'm gonna do.
Yeah. And it's hard to tell whether or not Hawks was earnestly clapping or just being sarcastic.
I think he's earnest about it. I don't think he would have made that challenge and then clapped if it hadn't been followed up on. I think
his response in the meeting afterwards, I think, kind of shows how sincere he was being, in that he's like, "No, you responded exactly how you needed to. I said that stuff to get people upset, and you said what they needed to hear. You're gonna do something." Like,
Yeah.
he seemed very positive on Endeavor's reaction, at least.
And Endeavor is not cool on this kid. He is not feeling his vibe, and he just fucking wants to get that conversation over with. But Hawks has a proposal.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey," later on he uses this word, but like, he's like, "Hey, I want to be your producer."
Yeah, which, like, that again, that as you get to know Hawks throughout this episode, it kind of makes more and more sense that Hawks is a hero because he can be. Hawks is not in this to, like, be the big leader dude. He's not here to rise up the ranks. What he'd like to do, and he drops this line here, is he wants to create a world where heroes can complain about there's not enough to do.
Yeah.
And that line, all on its own, is very interesting.
It sounds like he's dressing up an actual desire to make a better world, but dressing it up in laziness.
Yeah.
It very much, like I said earlier, reminds me of Shikamaru's whole thing, where in Naruto, his like one of his big lines was like, "I just want to be a guy who can lay down and look at the sky and know everything's okay, and I'm just gonna, not have to worry about stuff. But man, life keeps pulling me in and making me work and making me improve things."
Yep.
And that's definitely the vibe I get from Hawks.
Unfortunately, that great ninja war had to be fought first. So
Exactly.
Yeah, and Hawk seems to like almost just be like, look, I'm number 2 just because I'm so much better than everyone else. I wish I could do less, but I'm just too good.
I'd love to hang out in like the 20s or like 30s and just do small crimes.
Everyone else just has to step up their game.
I really do just kind of love his whole attitude throughout all this. And it's really interesting because after they leave the seminar, they go for a fucking walk together. And it's interesting. Hawks doesn't usually walk around much. He usually flies around and saves people. And everybody's like, wow, Hawks is just walking around. And as he's doing it, he's casually saving people, dogs. Takes out a would-be...
I love him stopping what I guess was going to be kind of like a suicide bomber-esque guy, where he was just like, I'm taking down this company, metahuman liberation, and like just in an instant just knocks him down and like stops it, and the build for it was so good.
Yeah, it's unclear what his power is, just the fact that shame is somehow part of it, so he's like a flasher in order to build up the embarrassment.
I absolutely wish I could have seen where that would have gone. That does kind of seem like a quirk with diminishing returns, though.
Yeah.
Like
eventually you'd feel a little bit more comfortable about your body, and you'd have to find new ways to feel shame.
Also, I had the thought of just like, if he stops him so easily, wouldn't that embarrass him too?
Only if he's
Hulk complex.
Only if he's able to actually process it.
Yeah, he looks like he got stabbed a bit, and I don't know what that would do. But
he falls down immediately. He's obviously not dead, but I guess he's unconscious.
I think he got knocked out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but it seems like he did.
Not sure how that works.
And even Endeavor even looked kind of impressed, just looking around like, oh wow, he just sort of just did that while he was talking to me.
You made some quick work of that.
Yeah, he's pretty quick to notice that. Wow, okay, this kid's number 2 for a reason. He doesn't have to do anything, and he's just solving these problems.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Hawks is like just a local celebrity, or just a celebrity in general, like, and he handles it easily.
Oh yeah,
he's approachable.
When they get swamped by people because they're just walking around, he's taking selfies, he's signing bags, and the best part. So this was one of my favorite scenes in the manga, where a couple of kids are like looking at Endeavor like, oh man, it's Endeavor, dude, don't you want to get his autograph? Are you kidding me? No way, that's way too much. And then poor Endeavor, he gets reminded of that one kid. He gets reminded of that one kid, I can't remember, from that other school.
Inase!
Yeah, Inase. Gets reminded of Inase, so he goes over and tries to actually shake his hand. And the kid responds poorly. He's like, no, this is out of character! This isn't you changed! And
he's like, this isn't the edgy dark hero I like.
And it's so great. Yeah, and it's like, oh man, he was this close. I can't help but imagine. It's like, okay, Endeavor, next time go over and say, don't be a coward, shake my hand.
Yeah.
That would have, imagine.
Yeah, it's like just a thing where like he's built up a fan base around him being dark and brooding, so when he tries to go out of that mold, it freaks people out.
Yeah, I found that really interesting.
And yeah, like the guys, the fans screamed, "You've changed," and then ran away.
Which is, it just goes to show you that while he does want to improve his image, he doesn't actually know what that means or how to do that. He's spent all this time trying to be a stronger hero and not a better hero. The hero that people can relate to and trust and talk to, and he doesn't know what kind of image he's actually created for himself. Not that he couldn't use the image he's created to do what he needs. I mean, everybody can also kind of dig the, what do you call that? The hard-ass, get shit done guy. People can still like that guy and root for that guy. This kid obviously really likes him, but he doesn't.
My favorite kinds of heroes.
But yeah, it's one of those things where like it's one of those things that's actually you see a lot in real life, where someone builds a dark and like an edgy fan base, let's say, and then if you start to get out of that mold, those fans start to freak out and hate that.
He's gone soft.
Like, so changing that is going to inevitably alienate the people who liked that.
Yeah. But and that's why it's been interesting to see how he's reacting to not only being more self-conscious about his own fame and the kind of message that he sends. He's trying to be a better person. And that's, I don't want to spoil anything, but that's going to be something moving forward here.
I mean, we saw hints of it at the remedial class thing where they were doing with the kids, and when he showed up for Shoto, and afterwards was very like, hey, I know I messed up, and I'm trying to be better. So we've kind of gotten hints that he is improving himself on a social level to some degree, and seeing it backfire in this situation was hilarious and great for him as a character, I think.
Yeah. So, but by the end of this, though, they end up in a nice little restaurant at the top of this building, which I won't lie, I want to know what this restaurant is. Where they get their little private room where they're eating together, and they're eating sushi and or yakitori, and I'm like, oh damn, that looks nice. It's probably like $100 just to rent a room, but man, that looks cool.
Yeah, they were in a very high building, so it seemed expensive.
Yeah. Although I will say, they're like in Japan, there are just some restaurants at the top of buildings that are just normal, just regular.
But like private room restaurants with
no,
rooms
not
that big?
the private room one, that was interesting, but
yeah.
But yeah, so they start talking, like, because, you know, Endeavor's kind of being led around by Hawks, and he wants to know, okay, what the fuck do you want? What are you actually trying to get at? And Hawks starts talking about the fact that, hey, it's kind of weird. Normal people are talking about the Nomu all over the country. Why are normal people talking so much about this? Why am I hearing about this from, like, you know, moms gossiping with other friends? And Endeavor doesn't quite put it together immediately. Hawks thinks that somebody's going around and spreading shit. And these Nomu sightings are also real, which is really concerning, because the Nomu, you know, the Nomu themselves, just even one Nomu is a big deal. The fact that there are multiple, it's highly concerning.
Yeah, it seems like someone's intentionally trying to spread fear at the very least. And, like, undercut, you know, all the stuff that All Might built up.
Yeah. And so, and the best part is, in the middle of the conversation about the Nomu and about some guy with a biography that was released about the Liberation Front, all these things are being talked about. And the moment the waitress comes in, hey there, can I bring your check? What shows up but a gnome?
Yeah. And I don't know, like all this stuff is part of what like could lend some credence to the idea of Hawks being a bad guy, because like this all feels a little bit like a setup.
Yeah, actually. Like
if you view it through that lens, it's very easy to see how this could have been a huge setup.
Yeah, because out of nowhere, hey, Endeavor, #1 hero, let's go for a walk and a talk, and you know, let's go to this secluded room at the top of this building and have a little chat, and oh yeah, let's talk about the Nomu. And then what shows up? A Nomu.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I don't know if they're real or not, but you know, we're just gonna make a pass. You know, just not gonna be a big deal. And then like, yeah, they show up.
Yep. And yeah, so at the end of the episode, has Endeavor squaring off with a talking Nomu.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had a Nomu talk before, have we?
We've not seen that.
I don't think so.
And Dabi, who shows up for 10 seconds, comes in and is like, I hope you do your job well, high end.
Yeah.
So I think we might have a high tier Nomu. We have a
top shelf Nomu right there.
Yeah. Squaring off against the #1 in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys...
Endeavor tells Hawks to protect the people, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get to fight now. I really wanted to do this.
Yeah.
I need these people to see me win something.
So, one of the things I noticed throughout this episode, and I'm not gonna be like one of those fucking people on Twitter, but the art in this one was kind of plain. This is a very plain looking episode generally.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as things got in earlier episodes. It was all pretty consistent at the very least.
Yeah, you could just tell that they were trying to cut corners, not in a terrible way. It didn't make the episode look bad, but you could tell that, okay, they're definitely saving a lot of their time and energy, because if you check out the next episode preview, holy shit.
Oh yeah, I bet you like they're gonna go all out with this fight.
Oh yeah, no, the next episode looks fucking gorgeous. Oh man, goddamn. Did you see it, Grant?
I did, but I'm trying to remember. Like, I don't remember it sticking out to me a lot visually, but I might have been. I don't know how much attention I was paying to the art during the preview. So
Yeah.
It might have passed me by.
The next episode is the last one of the season.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought we had 2 left. Okay.
Nope.
Huh. This is a weird episode.
Made up of a
to
lot
lead-
of yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But this is a season that's gonna be made up of a lot of more than you would expect, just like tiny arcs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This kind of has had like 4 arcs?
Multiple like 2 and 3 episode arcs.
Yeah. This season had 4 arcs in it, which I remember reading through it, and then when we got to the anime, I'm like, okay, how the hell are they gonna handle this?
They did like the whole first half, maybe a bit more, was like was the overhaul stuff. And then we kind of got all right, well, we need to get the people who didn't get their licenses, we need to show them trying that. Then we're going to have the festival. Now we're kind of getting into this Endeavor stuff.
Gonna hang out with the grown-ups for a bit.
Yeah, give you a little peek into what's going on in Big World right now.
Yeah.
People keep bringing up, and we should probably circle back real quick and talk about the pussies.
Oh yeah, the Pussycats show up. Oh man, I was so happy to see them, and then so
And
sad.
Ragdoll's alive.
Ragdoll's alive, but she doesn't
Yeah.
have her quirk, and it's oh man.
So
And
I'm gonna hang back. I'm gonna be an
fun.
office hero.
Yep.
Yeah.
Office Cat Hero. Yeah.
And Kota bought shoes that look like Deku's.
Which is the cutest thing.
Yeah, it's a very
Oh.
little kid thing too.
Like he shows up and he doesn't act shitty to Deku, but he's obviously embarrassed. Like
Yeah.
Deku
He's
comes
trying to
over.
play it cool.
Yeah, Koda in this he's got the biggest hero crush on.
Shoes like me.
Yeah,
He's like a cat. He takes a bit to warm up.
yeah, but his
Oh wait, yeah, he's surrounded by cat people.
yeah, huh. But yeah, he's got a big old hero crush on Deku. He wants to be just like Deku when he grows up, and it's like, oh, that's just so cute. And yeah, no, I didn't mean to forget about that scene. It's such a cute and such a informative scene too, because
Did you mean to skip over the bunny girl, even though you said you wouldn't?
hey, I said we'd get back to her.
Saving her for last.
Yeah.
I don't quite the Pussycat scene being forgotten. I feel like that was mostly there to kind of remind us that Nomus were a thing, sort of, since that's like kind of the last thing we saw them do was kidnapping her. So it was sort of just we're gonna put this here to remind you that, oh yeah, the League of Villains was a thing that we were dealing with for a while before all this stuff started popping off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's good to see them. Came out of not necessarily out of nowhere, but it's like, oh hey, you were like a while back. And then they showed up again, and it is good to see that Ragdoll is doing all right, and all the rest of them are still doing their jobs. Found out though that they dropped heavy in the rankings.
Yeah.
But they were out of work, but they also brought up the point that they're like, but we were still in the rankings and we haven't been working. Like that might speak to how much confidence people had in us before things went bad, but also like people need to step up if we're still ranking by doing nothing.
Yeah, which that's a good line.
White calls them all manly
It's so manly.
because his definition of manly is not actually based in gender.
Yeah, it's kind of it's an interesting whole ideology, but
You probably call Ashido manly.
I guarantee you Kirishima wants to marry a manly woman. Like there's no way
absolutely.
that's
Oh,
not something he's
yeah.
looking for.
Speaking of manly women, that people love.
Oh yeah, okay, all right, fine, all right. We'll talk about.
Here's your intro.
Yeah, so Mirko. Oh man. Okay, so let me tell you, the moment Mirko premiered in the manga, the thirst was so fucking real.
And then later in the manga, there's something that really shows off her thighs
Oh yeah.
and back area, and people were even more thirsty.
Yeah. Look, I'm not. So some people have this misconception of when it comes to sexy women and progressives, like we don't want sexy women in manga. No, we want sexy women in manga. We just don't want them
Just a variety.
Yeah, a variety, and for them not to all be just subjects and objects.
And awesome buff bunny lady is on the list of things that people like.
Sex positive bunny.
Yeah, she is way up there, and she is. Oh my god. Are you saying Mirko or Mirko? Mirko. It's Mirko. I mean that's how it's spelt even by in everything that I've seen. It's just Mirko. So I'm saying Mirko, not Mirko. But yeah. Oh man, she is cool looking. She is hot as hell. Like, she just kind of checks a lot of people's boxes. And yeah, the moment she showed up, the thirst amongst the My Hero fans, I'm pretty sure Mirko got some people into reading My Hero Academia.
People were like, I must find out who this Mirko is doing my new gimmick.
Yeah, I mean,
Mirko.
I mean, that's not even that far off. You're gonna have to try harder. Mirko.
Myrko.
Yeah.
Marku.
But yeah, yeah, she's big with just regular normal anime fans. She's big with furries. She kind of just rocks the whole boat, and
she's not quite a furry, but
yeah, she's close.
She's that transitional stage to furry.
Yeah, she's the Usagi Mimi, and
she's a gate fur.
Ah, yeah, the gateway furry. Trust me.
I thought that was just Disney.
Oh no! I mean, well, yes, but
that's the express lane.
Yeah, Mirko is that first hit. Disney is like, oh, here's the whole joint. Have fun.
And then people grow up with Gadget, and they're like, well, that's what I like now.
Yeah. TJ Pride is the gateway furry. You know what? Maybe. So, but yeah, I had to kind of save Mirko for last because, yeah, Mirko is kind of a big deal for My Hero fans and the furries.
I'm assuming she'll do more than what we saw in this episode.
Yes.
Considering how much I heard people talking about her when she showed up in the ending sequence for this season, and people being like, "It's the bunny girl, she's gonna be it!" And literally all she did this episode was just kind of be like, "I'm tough."
No spoils.
As is common in My Hero, everybody comes back eventually.
Yeah.
No spoils, but you will be waiting.
Yeah, it'll be a bit, but like everyone comes back.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume at least for another season.
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe the end of the next season.
But yeah, so. But yeah, this episode, this was a nice episode. It's a fun episode to kind of get you introduced to the rankings, to introduce you to Hawks, who's a fascinating new little character. I love his design. Oh my god, I love Hawk's design.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I don't think I talked much about this, but Hawk's actual design is fucking phenomenal.
I also really liked his kind of shit-talking Todoroki to Endeavor when they were eating together. Be like, yeah, I was thinking of sniping your kid for my agency, but then the whole him not getting his licensing exam really brought a bad thing to his name, making Endeavor almost just leave.
Yeah, no, that was pretty fucking good.
But then I got that Tokiyami kid, and he seems real good.
The Tokiyami's a good matchup for him too. Like they're both bird people,
birds of a feather and whatnot.
Yes, yeah. And since this isn't going to spoil anything plot related, you're gonna get to see a little bit of their time together later.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm curious how those two would bounce off of each other, since Tokiyami seems so self-serious and Hawk seems very not.
Yeah, I won't lie. It's actually real good stuff. That's all I'll say about it.
They kind of talked about it a bit.
Yeah.
Like very briefly.
Oh yeah, and not to mention, there's the fruits of those labors in the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, oh man, after I cannot wait for you to see. I cannot wait for season 5 to come out because there's just a lot of things that in the movie you can't even talk about until the next season.
You're gonna have to wait.
I
You gotta wait
know.
another year.
At least like 6 to 9 months. But
Wild. I'll have to rewatch the movie just to get context.
yeah. You know what? I would not mind rewatching that movie. Although honestly,
I'd rewatch that movie if I knew I had the power to fast forward something.
exactly. Yeah. No. If I could watch just a couple of moments that I really like and then just skip to the end.
Yeah, it's definitely not saying that movie was bad, but very peaks and valleys.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We talked about it before already, but like, yeah, the action gets a little boring after a bit.
It's like they heard the criticism of the first movie and then they went in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
But
The best part of the movies is always like the character interaction. Everything else is kind of just like, so it's fine, I guess.
But we won't talk too much about the movie. Watch the next app be a 1 hour special? Nah, probably not. They haven't said anything about it being a 1 hour special, and they usually hype that shit pretty
yeah,
hard.
They would advertise
they
that.
Push that.
Yeah.
Plus,
Stefan,
like-
you oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go for it.
I was gonna say you weren't here for our last discussion. Do you have any thoughts on the concert or any of the stuff for the festival?
It was all pretty great. I liked the song. I liked all the animation in the last like 3 episodes. I watched them all in one go. Those 3 episodes that I wasn't there for.
Oh, good shit.
And that was actually a pretty good like 3 episode bit to go through. Just like a little movie that worked really well. And yeah, the animation was all pretty rad. They handled the arc really well. It feels like the show's back on its game after faltering for the first half season.
Yeah.
I agree.
I am happy that I was right and that they were going to deliver on this particular arc.
Yeah,
It
and
meant
they
a lot
really
to
went
me.
crazy with animation for the concert, which is like, you know what? It's not the place you would most expect them to spend money, but I'm glad they did.
Oh, okay.
'Cause it was
So
delightful.
actually, speaking of scheduling resources and dropped quality, Poppet Fan in the chat just brought up something that I completely forgotten about until now. So this is really neat. When the manga was coming out initially, Horikoshi was a little bit behind.
Yeah, he was
And-
going through some stuff that a lot of mangaka go through.
Yeah, and the actual like concert when it came out didn't. Let's just say that when it released on Tankobon, it was touched up in a lot of places and completely redrawn in others.
It was like sketchy. It looked like a Hunter chapter.
Not quite that bad, but yeah. And yeah,
Which is apparently
so-
coming back, supposedly.
Yeah,
It's always coming back and gone.
right. The concert chapter was written during Golden Week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golden Week's always rough.
But yeah, so he and that's not a criticism of Horikoshi.
No, it's a hard job to keep
It
up
is.
with that.
It is a really fucking hard job. I
He's the
remember.
writer and the artist.
I can't remember. There's this fantastic video game parody news site, and they also did something on famed mangaka takes hiatus to go to bathroom.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those things where, like, in Japan, one artist is expected to do so much work that in America, we have teams of people doing, and they do a week's worth of work for Japan, except it gets stretched out to a month. Like, and it's hard work in America, and they have Japanese artists do an insane amount of more work in less time.
Yeah. Well, they do have, at the very least, they actually do have assistants. Usually they have 2
Yeah.
assistants. Horikoshi.
But yeah, even then, like 2 is not enough. Like, you need a team of at least 5, I'd say.
Well, if they were coloring, you would absolutely need a lot more. But the problem, so the problem is not necessarily that he doesn't have enough assistants to get it done in that time. It's that it never stops.
Yeah,
It's
that's
literally-
also really rough.
Yeah, it's, for some mangaka, maintaining this schedule for, say, 3 months and then having a break, or doing it, or even if they were told, hey, you need to get a chapter done in a week, that's not too hard if you have 2 assistants. But it's doing it week after week for years on end. That is...
There's a reason so many manga, like good shonen manga, the writing starts to falter and rely on repetitive stuff, is because trying to write every single week is fucking rough.
Yeah.
Especially
if you
where
run
I'm
out
like,
of stuff.
I had always thought that like the easy answer to that was like just write way ahead and have everything done way ahead of time, but like that does not work. Every time I've looked into it, it's like no. That's the system does not support that. That is not how this is gonna go.
Yeah, and
you burn through it eventually.
And here's the unfortunate bit. So when you're writing a week-to-week manga, you build up an audience, and that audience reacts to certain things in different ways. And sometimes when you're trying to seed a mystery or set something up, you can falter. You can fuck up. It can happen. Where you just kind of dropped the ball and like, oh no, this is doing poorly. I wanted to do this, and maybe it went exactly as it was supposed to, but the audience didn't respond well. Or maybe, you just faltered and didn't build up the mystery well enough, or the payoff's just not working, and you're like, I need to do something. I have to change this. Because unfortunately, while you always want to tell your story, you have to take in feedback from your audience and from your editors.
Yeah.
And
but like I will say, like, Horikoshi is shockingly consistent in his writing quality.
Yeah.
And someone in the chat just said, oh, the UA trader that Hori forgot about, and it's like, you don't know that he forgot about it. He never forgets about anything. He always brings something back. It might be gone for a while, but it'll eventually get worked in, and you'll be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Because he just always does that, and it's really, really impressive.
It really is.
Because I'm one of those people who defends Masashi Kishimoto. Masashi Kishimoto. I defend him a lot in his writing stuff for Naruto, because like it's really hard, and he still like in his later stuff wrote some of my favorite stuff he ever did, like the fucking the arc with Shikimaru as the main character for a while.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me?
That arc is amazing.
It's
one of the best of the entire series, and he did that in his later run.
Can you believe that was one of the few times where the Shippuden anime in its earlier days, back before it finally, oh man, the Shippuden anime is a fucking train wreck.
It is.
But man, like they took that as an opportunity to give Shikamaru one of his best scenes ever.
Yeah.
That scene with him and his dad and Shogi is
it's just really good.
Is a gut-wrenching great scene. Highly recommend.
It looks like a movie.
Yes. I thought it was a fan animation by like some like group. Because I had not seen the end of that part of the show, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's one of those things where like Kishimoto gets a lot of shit, but like he did a lot of really impressive work for how often he was working and how hard he was working.
Yeah,
and it's one of those things where people need to lay off a lot of those guys. Like, as much as I eventually really did not like Bleach, Tite Kubo deserves a lot of respect for just what he did do well and how often he did it well.
Actually, so Tite Kubo, speaking of which, can you believe it? We're getting the final arc of the Bleach manga adapted!
Yeah, and I'm as much as I don't care, I'm really happy for all the Bleach fans who wanted that.
Oh man, so okay, I have ragged the fuck on Bleach before, like just flat out. I have really torn it a new one over and over. But I really loved Bleach, you guys. I don't know if any of you guys realize just how much I actually loved Bleach, because I stuck with that son of a bitch to the very end when other friends I knew dropped out.
Yeah, I entered the Shinigami Quincy War arc, and basically in the beginning of that arc, I was like, oh my god, to keep introducing characters, I give up. I've stopped having the ability to care.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because, okay, so some people have told me, some people have said, that, oh, the ending wasn't actually rushed by Shonen Jump. That was the ending that Kubo wanted to give. And I'm over here like, okay, the contents might have been close to what he wanted to give, but that pacing could not have been. If you're going to tell me that's the pacing Kubo wanted to wrap up that arc, you're crazy.
It's like how, Yu Yu Hakusho got the ending it was supposed to get, technically, but it did get rushed at the end. That's undeniable.
Yeah, and I don't know who told them that, but I feel like whoever told them that was lying. And maybe not to be malicious, maybe they were just like, oh no, wouldn't it be nice to know that Kubo wasn't fucked in the end? I would much prefer the idea that he was fucked in the end, because as much as I have ragged on Kubo's writing, and I have openly done so, I really don't want to think that that was the way that he wanted to end such a big arc.
And like, like as much as I fell off Bleach, like the Save Rukia arc is so fucking good.
Oh yeah, I mean,
some of the best stuff in shonen,
it was
in battle shonen anime.
You're right, it was so good. They did it twice.
Yeah, and like I didn't like it the second time, but I did like the arc after that with the humans and whatnot.
Is it okay? So people,
it's just chapter black, but it's still good.
It is exactly chapter black, but people give me the fucking side eye when I tell them that the Bound arc is one of the best arcs of Bleach. And I'm like, no, but you don't understand. It's actually got complex, interesting characters with fantastic battles, awesome, like, abilities. Guys, the Bound arc is actually, or not a Bound arc, oh god, no, not the Bound arc, the Fullbring arc. Oh my god.
Yeah, the Fullbring arc.
Yeah, oh, not Bound. Bound is just, we really want to be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, but Fullbring arc, I really enjoyed the Fullbring arc when it was happening. I was like, I wish, like, for a while, like, especially during the Save Rukia arc, they were really, like, showing, like, oh man, look, the humans are getting really powerful. And I wish the series had gone down that route instead of the one they went down.
Yeah.
That seemed like one with more promise than, and that's also something where I wish Yu Yu Hakusho had gone down that route instead of the route they went down.
Yeah.
And
Yusuke's a demon, that's why he's so strong.
I'm the
Well,
Mazoku.
kind of.
Fuck you.
Look, as much as I also, like, can find fault with Yusuke being part demon, that never actually played a part in his abilities until he went that full fucking Mazoku thing. And even after that... Well, yeah. And that did suck, but it doesn't retroactively explain why he was that strong.
It doesn't. It just kind of takes away some of the nice stuff. But like, it's one of those things where like, I still the most.
At least we got Kuwabara.
Oh
Too
no!
bad he's got to take that bath test.
Yeah. And Kuwabara getting cut out of the final arc is also annoying. And yeah, but like that's the thing. Like both Bleach was obviously inspired a lot by Yu Yu Hakusho, which is great because Yu Yu Hakusho is amazing in a lot of ways. But they both made the same mistake of just focusing on how great being a super powerful demon person is, or angel person, or whatever Grim Reaper person, instead of like how exceptional humans are is way more interesting of a story, especially when they're coming from an underdog place.
You should go the underdog, the guy who's literally everything.
That's the thing, though. He can't be an underdog when he's also a Shinigami and also a this and also a that.
I gotta say, I didn't ever check out Bleach really, but the only thing I do know about it is that Ichigo gets like the greatest plot armor of all, of secretly being part of every group.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, well, that's not as interesting as a human who becomes powerful.
Yeah, no. And that's why I utterly hate what they did with Naruto. I mean, I hate what they did with Naruto. I mean, I hate what Kishimoto did with Naruto. When Naruto was originally just a kid who had the demon fox inside him as his MacGuffin, I was like, okay, cool. He's just a kid. Oh, wait, he's the son of the fourth Hokage? Wow, okay, that kind of makes him really important. Oh, he's actually the reincarnation of one of the people who created Jutsu. Well, okay, that's cool.
The part that annoys me. Like, him being the son of the Hokage, that's fine, because that doesn't make him innately better than anyone else. It just means that his dad was important. But,
I mean, well, they do that, but they also like, all right, not to deep dive into Naruto for a second.
We're done with the My Hero stuff. We can do that.
That's true. But like, I loved OG Naruto because a lot of its whole thing was like, man, you don't need to be born good. Like, if you believe in yourself and work hard, like you can overcome the starting weak kind of stuff. And then by Shippuden, it's like, well, Naruto, your dad was like our best ninja. Your mom was like a ninja who had secret blood that helped these QB get controlled. Also, you're this reincarnation of like the greatest ninja ever in time. Also, you're just the best. We love you and you're great. And all your kids are going to be geniuses.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those things where like so many Japanese like stories, and mostly shonen stories, like start with this idea of no one is exceptional unless they make themselves exceptional. And that's a really cool, interesting, fun story. And the idea that everyone is actually equal and you can, push past that. But then they always undercut that story with, and also
it's always at the finish line they go, but we need something really cool. So what if he was actually the strongest all along?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, fuck that. Like, I love the core of Bleach, like especially in the Seiruki arc, is the idea of just like teenagers upending a corrupt system. It's like, fuck, that's cool. That's a great story to tell, right? And then when they're just part of that system, it's like, well, that's less interesting. I don't like that at all.
Yeah. And you're right, he didn't get it handed to him. He definitely worked for that recognition. But he had advantages out the ass.
Yeah,
like,
talking about Naruto here.
Yeah, Naruto might have started from a spot of started from below everybody else, but he had a million advantages to help him get to where he wanted to go. In fact, it's almost it would have been impressive for him to have failed at that point.
I was really secretly hoping he was never going to end up Hokage and it was going to be a big dramatic sacrifice thing. But whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things where like it doesn't ruin anything in Naruto. Like I actually really love the majority of Naruto, but
it ruins.
Naruto.
It actually kind of does ruin a little bit for me, because that whole fight with Naruto against Neji is such a big, important fight. But then later,
yeah, and then it gets undercut.
Yeah, because when you're sending a message, when you have a narrative, when you have a story that you're trying to tell, and your message gets it turns out Neji was right.
And that's really shitty.
Yeah, that is really shitty. Neji needed to be wrong. And then the story at the end of the day proves that Neji was right. That's not good.
And then they killed
Neji knew too much. We need to get rid of him.
But yeah, like it's one of those things where like I wish more shonen stories are just like, I hope Deku doesn't have a secret cool ultra powerful dad, right? To bring this back to My Hero. I hope he's just a normal kid.
He breathes fire. His dad's secretly Endeavor. Surprise.
That's what he'll do. I think he will make Deku not in any way inherently special.
Yeah, I hope Deku stays just a normal kid who, Deku got lucky. He could have just remained quirkless, but he's struggled so hard with the responsibility he's been given.
But I don't want to learn that like the only reason All Might actually paid attention was that secretly he knew that Deku was a Palpatine.
Okay. Oh my! No, exactly. By the way, exactly. Also, somebody's saying, and I don't want to call out his name because I don't want to, but no one who says Naruto was supposed to be an underdog doesn't actually understand the series, especially the Neji fight. I'm sorry. For the entirety of several arcs, him being an underdog was a huge point.
It's the core point of the story.
It is the core point of the story. That's why Naruto and Rock Lee recognize each other.
And that's why Rock Lee should have gotten more later in the story. And
it's about generations, you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah. In the end, Rock Lee is the only actual underdog in the entire story.
No, it's I won't lie. The entire story builds him up as the underdog. That Neji fight is him as the underdog struggling against someone who's better than him and overcoming the odds. That is a huge part of the story. I do not see how that could be interpreted any other way.
The story is about a lot of things, but a lot of their themes all double back to it was this impressive one, this one who seemed to be gifted that was somehow actually did not earn their place or was not able to keep it in the face of someone who was willing to work hard and sacrifice. Like,
someone,
is basically where it always goes back to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's joking that All Might is Midoriya's dad and something. It's like, luckily that can't be the case.
Well, look, hey, no, Yoshinori is his dad, and I won't hear anything else.
Yeah, but not his
So,
biological.
father.
Yeah, not his biological father. But he may not be his father, but he is his daddy.
But I like the idea that, like, for instance, in this case, the villain has the big bloodline thing, right? Like,
With All for One.
yeah,
Yeah.
like All for One's previous owner is the what's his name? What's Hand Boy's name again?
Oh, God, I don't know.
Shigaraki.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, him? Oh, yeah, Shigaraki, yeah.
Shigaraki. He's got the bloodline thing going on with being the kid of All Might's mentor.
But luckily, it means nothing.
Yeah,
well,
but
okay,
like I
no,
like that the villain has that, but like the hero does not.
Yeah. And, well, okay, it means nothing in terms of how strong he is. It means everything to the narrative. It means a lot to the narrative.
Sorry,
actually.
grandkid, not kid, but
Yeah,
but
of,
yeah,
of Nanashimura.
related to her, and that happens on that end, but it's not. But Deku doesn't really have that going for him, and I hope that's how this story stays, because it would be disappointing if Deku was special all along.
Yeah, and yeah, him being special.
That always makes a character less special when they've been special all along, right?
Yes, it does.
When you define their specialness by who they are,
Yeah.
In the end, deciding to pivot and define it by someone else is always more disappointing.
Yeah, and manga and anime like to do that a lot, like inherited greatness, and it's always, sometimes it's good. I won't lie. Sometimes I dig on that when you build it up from that.
Yeah, if that's where your starting point is, I'll go with it. But if you set it up as one thing and then twist, it's actually this story you've seen a million times, I'm far less interested in that, personally.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people feel that way. That's why so many people were pissed off when that's happened in a few stories now.
God, it only continued to make Ichigo less and less interesting. It's what kind of killed my interest in Naruto as a character. Then just kind of over time, he slowly became less of a character and more just like a guy.
Yeah, he became a Goku.
Well, no, he didn't become a Goku. But he definitely became.
I'm sorry, a Goku.
He
Not
actually,
a Goku.
He actually became
Gaku.
a little bit of an Ichigo. Like Ichigo's character slowly, like he lost his character over time too.
They always like. I don't mind a character as they get older mellowing out. It's just they should keep a little bit of their spark in them. But with Naruto, I didn't mind as much because it was a more gradual change.
Yeah.
While with Ichigo, he just stopped being fun.
Actually, so somebody brought up Luffy. So I'm one of the only people here who actually reads and watches One Piece. Luffy's connections to his past, the more you find out about him, the more insane Luffy gets, and that's cool. Because
he's always been mysterious. I think that helps.
Yeah.
He's never been defined by not being special.
Yeah, Luffy, on the other hand, is one of those characters where, oh no, he's related to who? Holy shit, that's awesome! Like, when you find out, like, what his background is, it actually makes him more threatening. Because
it's also a thing where, like, the minute he's introduced, it's like, wow, this person is special, as opposed to this person is a nobody.
Yeah, you're not watching or reading One Piece for the story of the underdog Luffy. Although
it's about this weird maniac.
Although he is absolutely an underdog to start, and he's constantly struggling to get stronger. But the fact that he's got all these things surrounding him and all this history, that's actually really fascinating. That part actually makes him more like you want to see how that connects to him and what that's gonna mean.
Yeah. But yeah, it's always just been a story about this weird maniac kid who decides he's gonna rule the pirate world. Yeah.
And I don't mean to make it sound like Luffy isn't an underdog, because he kind of is. He actually absolutely really is.
He is, but only in comparison to other people.
Yeah.
Not like inherently.
Yeah. But yeah, I love Luffy. I love One Piece. A lot of people don't think.
I
that
guess
I
you
like
can
One
only
Piece.
ever be an underdog in comparison to other people, just to correct myself. But
but yeah, I love One Piece. Some people don't think I love One Piece because I had the nerve to talk poorly about Stampede. But I do love One Piece, and I love Luffy. Luffy's actually one of my favorite shonen characters.
Don't believe him. He hates it.
Yeah. Usopp is actually one of my favorite characters in the show, though.
But yeah, so that was a good just conversation about anime in general. I'm sure someone's gonna get mad and tell us to kill ourselves at some point.
Oh yeah, no.
That's usually what happens when we talk about anything other than My Hero. I don't know. It's happened to me a couple times.
Damn! Has anybody actually told
Only
you
anime fans have told me to kill myself.
Oh no!
Not even Star Wars fans.
Okay, that I'm actually surprised by.
Yeah.
That I am legitimately surprised to hear that. Also, I'm very sorry. I didn't realize that some people watching us could be so shitty.
Oh no, it was on my personal channel. It wasn't here.
Ah, okay.
To be clear.
All right.
Not you guys. You guys have been pretty chill.
Hey, I like to think that over time we're trying to, build a better fan base. People who get mad at other people for liking or not liking things they like or don't like need to chill the fuck out.
You don't have to leave.
That's how you feel about cartoons.
You don't have to leave, but you gotta chill out.
You know what's been? Oh God! You know what I've noticed more lately? I've just tried to actively not talk too badly about things I don't like anymore. Because at this point it's just like I don't have the time or energy to deal with a backlash. I mean, I'm not dishonest. If somebody asks my opinion, I'll give it. But I've been actually spending a lot more time lately trying to talk about the things that I love. I'm working on a Beastars video right now that is literally nothing but me just talking about how much I love Beastars for no good fucking reason.
I personally I've been doing this for years. I care very deeply about criticizing things, but doing it in a way that's always keeping in mind that people work on it and that they might see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And not wanting to insult somebody, even though you're criticizing something.
See, people,
and it's a hard tightrope to walk.
It's one of those interesting things. Some people are very insecure about the things that they enjoy and the media that they consume. Some people don't. So it's interesting. You can say, "Oh yeah, let's use JoJo." Oh yeah, I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and a JoJo fan will perk their ears up and be like, "Oh, they like JoJo?" And you could say, "Oh yeah, I love part 4 and I love part 5," and they'll be like, "Okay, all right, that's cool, but I like part 4 more than I like part 5." And then they get irked. They're like, "Oh, okay, you like that one more than that? Why?" But if you ever say, "Oh yeah, I liked part 4, didn't like part 5," they flip their fucking shit.
And meanwhile, I'm gonna say this right now. Part 4 is the only one I think is good so far.
Part 4 is my favorite.
Still my favorite.
Yeah. But so, and that's the interesting thing. You could say, "Oh yeah, I love parts 2, 3, and 4. I think 1's weak and I don't like 5." And some people will come and say, "You're not a fucking JoJo fan. Fuck you." And it's like, whoa, what? But I love part 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah, but you don't like all of it. And also, you hate the part that I love. I didn't say I hate it. I just said I didn't like it. Kill yourself.
Yeah. That anime fans get very, very like. There's one guy I saw them recently. I shouldn't say anything, but it was really funny to me. They're still mad about a video I made like 3 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And they were complaining about a video I made 3 years ago.
Was it about Zamas?
No, it was just one where I talked about shonen anime having an escalation problem.
Oh, it does.
How dare you?
And like they were really mad about like some things I said like offhand in that video.
Oh man.
And it was really funny.
But yeah, thank you for joining us for our My Hero Academia review / hot takes about shonen. That's basically what this entire video's been. Hey guys, I'm actually gonna send a lot of you over to Nick. He's actually doing a demo of our new RPG that we're gonna be doing later this year. But thank you all so much for joining us. Grant, Stefan, always a pleasure to talk about My Hero Academia and a bunch of random bullshit with you.
I'll make sure to disappear for a few more weeks.
Ah, good, yes. As we... Oh man, it has been a weird couple of weeks, everybody. Hey, just everyone, do us all a favor. Take care of yourselves. Stay inside. Please isolate as best you can. Yeah, we got to get through this together. Allowing. Yeah. And please stay safe. Please stay safe. This can be really bad. A lot of people think that it won't affect anybody under 60. There have been people who have really been suffering and not getting the help they need because they're getting sick. Please take care of yourselves. Do the right thing. Wash your hands. Stay inside.
And if enough people do the right thing in this scenario, even though it's really rough, this will be over quicker.
Yeah. The quicker and the better we are about this, the quicker we get back to our lives.
Yeah. But the better we handle it now, the better it'll be.
But thank you all so much. I'm going to start the raid now. And we'll see you guys next week for the last episode of Season 4 of My Hero Academia Reviews. And there we go. Later, folks. Have a good one.
Adios.
And anybody who stuck around, oh man, the thing didn't actually. Oh no, my mini feed doesn't have any of the subs, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, but hey, thanks to everybody who subbed and donated the bits. You guys are amazing and awesome. Yeah, we really do. Oh, they can't hear you. I turned off. Okay, now they can hear you.
You
Say
bitch.
Say the thing that you want to say.
I would say we appreciate it.
Thank you.
I can't see it. Especially right now, it's very appreciated.
But thank you all so much. And we'll see you next week. Bye.